Do we want to talk about your favorite League YouTuber?
Yeah, my favorite League of Legends YouTuber, Musley, dude. The known fucking troll, intentional liar, piece of shit.
Let me talk about Musley for a minute with chat to really like prep their anuses for this. So Musley is a League of Legends YouTuber with 9,000 subs. His channel is completely dead, but he saw me, he saw Boblax, he saw Tommy, he saw all of us gang up and just rape Nerd City. He just saw all of us like just show up and just he witnessed it. He watched it happen and he was like, no, not today. So he made a video and he called all of us out in a mega exposed video. He took all of us on by himself to stand up for Nerd City and it didn't work. First off, his channel's dead. So the only attention it pulled is because he's tagged us on Twitter. When he first tagged us, I was like, oh shit, an exposed video on us. And then I started watching for the first 2 seconds.
Because I think with the Nerd City argument, I think there is probably room for people to have like legitimate critique of me and Nick and Augie
probably,
and stuff.
yeah.
I don't think
Certainly.
it would, like, obviously I probably wouldn't agree with it, but I think there could be like legitimate points raised. This guy didn't do that. Spoilers. Yeah. I was kind of interested initially as well.
So I watched the video for the first 2 seconds and I was like, he has like a decent presentation, right? He's got a good camera, good microphone. He's got good vocals, you know, he's got the voice for the job basically. So I was like, okay, so he's not just some random spur doing a video on us. He's just, you know, just a regular commentator. He might have some good points here. It's whatever. So I start watching the video. I'm like, oh shit. And then like 5 minutes in the video, I'm like, and then 10 minutes in the video, I'm just like, and then like 20 minutes in the video, I'm just like, nah, turn it off. It's not good. He made another one yesterday, like the part 2 videos. So I think we're gonna watch some of part 1, some of part 2. We're gonna get to the good parts. You might have seen me talk about this on Twitter. And the reason why I was like hesitant to put this on the show was because he was talking a lot about clout chasing, right? So there's this new idea going around on YouTube. People like to group things and they see me and Boblax and Nick and Tipster and Tommy and whoever else is just around the circle that shares similar points to us, a similar mindset to us. They're thrown into this circle. And for a while they called it the Legion. This is not something we made up as a joke. This was their, like, people would legitimately go behind the scenes, big YouTubers, and they would go behind the scenes and would talk about the Legion. And I was like, what the fuck's the Legion? And they're like, oh, it's the group of Augie and Boblax and Nick and Tommy. And I'm like, are you kidding me? If you're unfamiliar where the Legion thing comes from, that's where it comes from. It's these YouTubers that literally refer to us as this sort of like drama unit or something that's just down to just expose and just ruin everybody. Well, obviously we kind of stole the name. We kind of made it like a fucking joke or whatever. So they've come up with a new name. It's the clout chasing commentary echo chamber or something like that. Basically the idea is we all sit around, we all have each other's farts, we all push each other to the top, we all make up wild outrageous claims against YouTubers, we just spread bullshit, we just fuck each other, and we just all like jerk off our numbers or whatever. Wait, that's all we do. Basically, that's the idea. And it's pretty fucking gay. Like, it just goes out saying. It's like it's so stupid, right? Because yesterday, or sorry, 2 days ago, Boblax does a video on Tommy. Boblax and Nick are like fighting and disagreeing or whatever. You know, I'm sitting here, like me and Nick are having like conversations behind the scenes or whatever. Like there's like stuff going down as we're all like, we're not fighting each other. Obviously, we're all, I would say most of us are friends, but we don't agree on everything. Even there's been times where I've been in a call and you know, like Nick will just go on and we'll just be like, dude, what the fuck is your problem? You know, just stuff like that. I'm not gonna mention things specifically because it's all private conversation, but you know, this idea that we just sit around and just like jerk each other off basically for numbers and views and clicks basically, it's just so, it's a, what it tells me is there is a group of people, and I'm not saying it's the same group of people. There's people on the commentary community, there's dead streaming channels, there's just people all around that we've just kind of made enemies, because we do make a lot of enemies. And all these people just sit around and get depressed and sad because we are a group of YouTubers that nobody is like willing, like nobody's like wants to deal with, right? Because there's the cringy way to say this is we speak the truth and they don't want to listen, all right? Now, obviously that's fucking a joke or whatever, but the truth is that me and Nick and Boblax, we don't care about the numbers, we don't care about the ratio. Now, obviously we like seeing the numbers go up and we do our best jobs to make sure sure that the numbers do go up, but we're not afraid to step out of line a little, to toss things up, to kind of add some fire to the game, to change it up, to, you know, we're not just gonna sit here and look at a big YouTuber like Nerd City, say some outrageous stuff without calling it out. You can criticize us for going a little too ham or something, which is fair, but we're not just going to just look at things that people do and let some people get away with it, but then go at other people, and we're not sitting here like planning out, okay, let's go at this guy, let's go at Nerd City really hard, but we'll leave Lieutenant Cobra alone over here, and let's go at I'm Alex, but, you know, this other guy, he can get a pass. Like, we don't do that. Like, there's no strategy to what we do when it comes to building relationships or climbing the social ladder or, like, establishing ourselves as respected creators in the NCO type community or whatever like that. Like, it just doesn't happen. I could give a fuck about who I'm friends with. I like certain people, but I'm not this guy who needs to just suck everyone's ass so that I can get shout outs and plugs for my videos and people can tune into my streams or whatever. I'm sitting here doing my thing. The closest thing we have to that is me and Boblax doing this show together. Other than that, most of us are pretty much on our own. Sometimes I'm on Boblax's stream, sometimes Nick is on this stream, sometimes I co-host with Tommy, but for the most part, we're all just doing our own thing, and we do not care about the social status of our channels, because we have the ability to gain influence and to grow by ourselves. We don't need to beg. We don't need to, you know, social climb and build connections or something. Sometimes we do. Sometimes it's nice, but we don't need that. We aren't desperate for that bigger guy to bring our channels up. We can do it ourselves. And I think a lot of people look at that and they're like, oh, fuck, you know, now we have to deal with these guys who are not afraid to call us out on our shit. So that's what I see a lot in this video. Now, Boblax, I'll go ahead and let you give your take before we take a look at this video.
Yeah, with my videos, I just like talking about drama. I see a funny drama, I talk about it. I don't care really who it's about or whatever. You know, I never go out of my way to talk bad about anybody. Like, even, like, let's say D'Angelo Walls, for example. I wasn't a big fan of him, not a big fan of that guy at all. But I never said anything bad about him in the video, nor did I say anything bad about Turkey Tom. Same in my recent video on Tommy. Same in, like, all my videos. I just say the drama, and sometimes I give my opinion, but usually, like, I'm just talking about drama. It's not really, I'm not really out to get anyone. I'm not creating hit pieces, as some people might say, so.
Yeah, it just doesn't happen. And I think that the reason why you have so many people in different little corners of the internet come up with the same theory, that we're all just sitting here, like, propelling each other or whatever, it just goes to show, like, what are they so nervous about, you know? Like, what are they hiding? Like, why are people nervous? Why are people getting afraid when they see, like I literally heard, like, I'm not gonna say who, but some little birdies flew by and they told me that some people were getting a little like anxious or something seeing my channel go up. I know for a fact they do when Nick's channel goes up, even Tommy's channel. Now that Tommy's become a force in the news, you know, I would not be surprised if some people were looking at that and kind of, I don't like to see this happen. And it just goes to show, like, what are they afraid about? Why are people actually getting worried about a YouTube channel rising? That's just the dumbest thing to freak out about. Yeah. Unless there's something else going on that we don't necessarily know about right now, which is kind of, you know, it just begs the question. All right, let's take a look at this guy's thumbnail. I want to look at his thumbnail first before we even dive into the video. This was the thumbnail he made for his response video to us. Holy autism. I can see why this guy's channel is dead. Everybody says, here's some YouTuber advice. Who in the chat, one in the chat if you're a YouTuber, you're trying to grow your channel, whatever. Here's some free advice, all right, from the YouTube legend. Listen, I got 3,000 subs this month, so I know what I'm doing. Here's some YouTuber advice. You want to prioritize the faces in the thumbnail. Get a good face, and you're good to go, basically. This is not how you do that. He's got the faces, but it's just the execution. It's like if this were a cooking show,
all over the top.
If this were like a cooking show, it's like the idea is there, the execution, no. No, this is not working right. Boblax, what the hell did he do to you?
I look like an alien, yeah.
You look like E.T. Tommy doesn't really look
You're missing an ear.
Okay. So Boblax looks like E.T. He looks like a fish of... He's like a... Yeah. You look like a fish.
The best edit I've ever seen of myself, dude.
Tommy doesn't look that bad, but he still looks kind of retarded.
Looks like an anime character, like his eyes are just
yeah, now I can't unsee that. Yeah. I look completely fucking stupid. I'm also missing an ear and a part of my...
And a chromosome. You're missing an ear and a chromosome.
Apparently.
Right there.
You can also see part of my closet at the top here. That's not my hair. That's something in the background or whatever. Oh, you can see part of my closet here too, like right along here. And then he did something weird to my hair. Like, I don't even know what happened here. I don't even know how you edit it to get this. I don't even know what he did to achieve
Probably like
this
enlarged
result.
your fucking forehead.
I guess.
He made your face like fatter because I'm pretty sure your face is.
See, if he was pretty funny, what he would have done is he would have given me like more fucking acne. He would have just like exaggerated it and then made me look even more.
Oh yeah,
like a
just
retard.
like copy pasted everywhere.
Yeah, that would have been funny. I would have liked that. You know what I mean? And for you should have like taken like your weird like pube beard or whatever and just like copy pasted that around. Like stuff like that would have been good. You know?
Yeah.
But of course he's not, clever enough to come up with that. And then here's the best part, right? Nick Diorio just took his Twitter profile picture, put the square and put it right here, just on the top floating.
And Nick was spared.
Now there's a reason for this, all right? Originally I was just like, okay, did he like finish the thumbnail, but he forgot to put Nick and he was like, yeah, this looks like a pretty good thumbnail, bro. This is, shit, I forgot Nick. Like what happened? Why is Nick, why is Nick so lazy? Like we get our own like mutations, but Nick gets spared. But apparently there's a reason for that, because in the video, he does not respect me. He does not respect Bo Blacks. He does not respect Tommy. Actually, he hates Bo Blacks, but Nick gets the pass. Nick, he likes Nick. He still criticizes Nick, but he likes Nick. And we'll get into why in just a moment. We're gonna watch some of his first video, then we'll watch some of his second, because I think the second one was far more funny. This guy Musley, who made the video, he claims that he's like this mastermind troll. Apparently, he's been trolling the League of Legends community for years. He is a bit of a big brain himself.
Yeah.
However, John Swan came in and said, hey, you're using my thumbnail template. What the hell, bro? You see like this background for this Twitter, and you see like this weird looking Bo Blacks? That was John Swan's thumbnail. He just made.
Well, John Swan didn't make me look like a fish, but he did make the
he
like saturated Twitter versus background.
Yeah, so he took John Swan's thumbnail, made Bo Blacks look like a fish, and then added me and Tommy and Nick in here. And basically, John Swan was like, hey, you just stole my thumbnail, bro. Not cool. Obviously joking. John Swan's not gonna get upset if you use his thumbnail. But this guy was like, oh shit, dude, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna change the thumbnail right now. And so I got to thinking, I was like, So I was like, what can I do with this? If he can get fooled this easily, if this so-called mastermind troll can get fucked with this easily, what can I do? So we made the new thumbnail. This was this was the new thumbnail right here.
Oh my god.
Once again, Nick was spared, but this time you got Tommy, whatever the fuck, me, just, I don't even know what he did here. And then you've got Bo Blacks. Now, the first thing I looked at, dude, the first thing I looked at, I was just like, there's like a meme where it's like one of these like 4chan memes where it's like the autistic person, and he's got like small eyes, this giant head, giant lips or whatever. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to find it. It's like super offensive or whatever. That's the first thing I thought of. I was like, wait, no way, he can't. Now, in the video itself, he criticizes me for being homophobic and ableist because I use gay jokes and I make fun of people. I call people like retards and I call people autistic, so therefore I'm ableist. So I was like, okay, buddy, I see what you're doing. Two can play this game. I said, at the real Musley, this is unironically extremely ableist. I'm disappointed. And then he replied, I don't see how it's ableist. I'm sure you'll be able to explain it. And then I said, depicting someone with autism as disabled is ableist, not funny in the slightest, and I'll be flagging your video down as it's important we stand against hate like this. And then I showed the picture, and I was just goofing around, obviously. But this guy was like, how was I supposed to know that Josh had autism? Showing him with a big brain isn't exactly mocking his disability. I was being ironic about his lack of intelligence, but I see the error of my ways. I'll change his brain size back to normal when I have the time. And I was like, you idiot! How do you call me? Hold on. How do you call me homophobic and ableist, but then you assume that I actually care about you potentially being ableist in your thumbnail? Wait, so you think I hate like disabled or retarded people, but you also think I would care if your thumbnail made fun of them? How did what? How did he fall for this? Oh my god. Holy hell, did he actually think I was gonna flag him too? Is he gonna make a video about how I'm a false flagger? I would love to see that. It's so funny. It's like, this is like the second time we've had to make this guy change his thumbnail, and the best part is, we don't even have an issue with the original one. We don't even have an issue. He can use whatever he wants, and he doesn't realize that because he's stupid. He's so dumb. Oh, man. I can't believe it. I really can't believe it. So, since we've seen the big-brained genius over here, what do you say we take a look at his video? What do you say we give it a shot? What do you say,
let's do it. Let's do it.
Now, the first thing you're going to notice when you go to his channel, he's got 9,430 subs. So he's got a decent amount, almost at 10K. Congrats, my guy. And he's got a join button, which I am just furious about because I don't have a join button.
You need the join button, dude.
Literally. But anyway, I'm not gonna get into it. You'll notice his channel is a League of Legends channel, but he struggles to pull 300 views per video. Now, listen, I'm not gonna complain, all right? I'm not gonna be one to pick on a dead YouTuber, all right? How dare I? How dare I, all right? I'm judging him by the number next to his name. You know, it's just like what Donga said. You know, I just look at people by their numbers, and I just dismiss all criticism because of their numbers or whatever. Let's take a look at this first video here. Nerd City versus minor reaction channels. A clout chaser echo chamber.
Hello, I'm Musley and I'm here to talk about Nerd City, an incredible YouTuber who's recently been endorsed by PewDiePie, but he's also been under attack by an echo chamber of small-time drama channels, apparently looking to gain some clout by performing semantic ignorance.
Right, because the best way for us to gain clout is to attack the most respected guy in the community that we share, obviously.
I'm gonna gain so much clout from this Nerd City video.
Here's the deal, right? In fairness, my videos on Nerd City, even my tweets on Nerd City, they did not get ratioed. I didn't even get dislikes. The first time I ever criticized Nerd City, I started the stream off with like 30 dislikes, but by the end of the stream, I had displayed my argument well enough to convince the 30 people that disliked, like I think like 25 of them had removed their dislike and changed it to a like. So it's not like I've ever been like stomped out for criticizing Nerd City, but it's certainly not a way to social climb or to gain clout by tarnishing your potential connections with a top tier guy on the platform. Even Nerd City, when he was manipulating us in our DMs, even he was like, "You're really doing a bad job with your channels here, you know, tarnishing a connection with a guy like me or whatever." I'm like, but I don't care, nerd. That's the difference, is that unlike all these other small guys who struggle to pull 1,000 views per video, I don't need to beg, all right? I get them naturally, so I don't care, you know? It's a different dynamic we have here.
As I talk about what has happened, I may mess up the chronology, the order in which things happened, because this drama started long before I became aware of this dispute, and I'm a very busy man and I don't have time to keep up. I may also come across as a bit biased, and there are many reasons for that, mainly because I'm a bit biased. I much prefer people who present arguments in a thought-out way and in an easily digestible, aesthetically pleasing format, rather than shouty podcasters or prepubescent children.
Ah, I see.
If you have better editing in your video, that means your point makes more sense.
Yeah, this guy's a sophisticated man. He watches well-presented, well-thought-out productions. He doesn't waste his time on shitty little clout-grubbing podcasts.
Then why did he watch it in the first place?
Look, different strokes for different folks, all right? I actually prefer shouty podcasts. If you know anything about me, I prefer long-form, shouty, exciting podcasts that are entertaining, where people are calling each other names and just going at it in the most immature way possible. I prefer that to a well thought out, intelligent video on YouTube drama. Believe it or not, I don't want to watch a documentary on something that's inherently stupid. Some people do, all right? Fair enough, but that's just not my style. Now, in my videos, I'm fast, I'm to the point. I don't say many jokes on there. I have a little fun on the videos or whatever, but on the podcast, it's a much different format, so, you know, it's whatever.
It's more of like a chatting, like, atmosphere rather than I'm gonna present a concise point, here's all, like, my script, you know? Which is kind of ironic, because it's how he approaches this video, like, as a casual 20-minute ramble.
Get her, say, oh,
there's no fancy editing here. I don't want to watch this.
Yeah, wait a minute, that's a good point. Like, what's that? I mean, you got a good presentation, you got good vocals, but I mean, there's not no flashy effects where it's like, you know, there's nothing that's going on.
Yeah, none of his points are concise.
I also prefer to root for the person who I think is correct. Now, before we talk about what happened, there are some terms that I'd like you to understand. I'm giving this explanation up front because the people who are attacking Nerd City, they're guilty of committing the personal incredulity fallacy. This happens when an individual doesn't have the intelligence, the knowledge, or the understanding to fully comprehend the argument, and therefore they dismiss it as incorrect.
Dude, Augie's mind's being blown with these orders right now, dude.
Yeah, I sat through 5 years of debate class. I've never heard this one before.
Incredulity.
Oh my god. I love how, like, when he explains his most condescending way ever, it's like basically you're too retarded to understand the point.
Well, there's this straw man argument. This is when you simplify or misrepresent someone's argument in order to make it easier to to attack or to dismiss. Another one is the
It's funny
false
that he brings this up because his entire 2 videos is basically a straw man argument. I was told by like a popular league YouTuber who is well known with Musley that like he does this shit on purpose. Like he lies on purpose and like kind of does this type of stuff on purpose. So I was wondering like maybe him bringing up a straw man towards us is kind of like an ironic thing on him. Like he did it intentionally. He like says we're doing a straw man, then does a straw man himself.
Well, here's what I heard is that because I did say initially when I saw this guy's video and I watched like the first 2 seconds, I was like, okay, good camera, good lighting, good production, good vocals, good microphone. This guy's probably got some, you know, decent points to make or whatever, just based on looks and presentation alone. But you never judge a book by its cover, because apparently from what I hear behind the scenes, this guy is a known spurg in his League of Legends community. He lies on purpose. He says wild shit all the time to rile it up. And he admitted to me that he is literally a whore for attention.
Yeah, he does it for clout, for views.
Yeah, and it's so funny too because I saw his title. I was like, oh, he wants to call me a clout chaser. How? Literally, how could you make that argument? You could say a lot of things about me. You know, you could say I'm immature, I'm a dick, I'm not funny, I'm not entertaining. Well, okay, whatever. You call me a clout chaser. That is just objectively not true. So I'm curious to see, like, how could this be the case? And when I started going at him on Twitter, he was like, oh, I never said there's anything wrong with being a clout chaser. You did. I love chasing clout. I'm a massive attention seeker. And I was like, wait a minute. So you're a whore who made this video just to rile us up. That's the only reason I didn't want to show this video. But look, here's the deal. I thought about it. I was like, look, we'll show his video. He'll get like, I don't think we have much clout to give him in the first place. We got like 200 people watching or whatever. It's not like we're like making this guy's career or anything. So, you know, it's not, no harm's being done here. But it's just so funny, right? Because I'll sit here. I went on Twitter. He wanted to like intelligently debate me or something like that on this Nerd City topic. But as you'll see in the video, he misses all the points that we're making. Like he just doesn't understand it. He could be honestly just not understanding it because he seems like a bit of a boomer. Things might be going past his head or whatever. Maybe the the personal incredulity argument or whatever. Maybe that's what's going on here. But from what I hear, this guy lies all the time just to rile people up and gain attention. He's literally a whore. And I told him on Twitter, I was like, dude, here's the difference between you and me. You are a whore, and I'm not. And he was like, oh, Augie will just call me a whore, but he won't debate my arguments. And I'm like, why would I waste time getting into autistic spurg fights on the internet? Oh, sorry, my ableism slipping out. Why would I waste time getting into meaningless dumpster fire arguments on Twitter where neither of us are going to convince each other of things when I could just ridicule him, when I could just make fun of him? You know, sometimes the most effective way to win an argument or look better in a situation or win a battle with somebody online is not to come up with a well-composed, well-thought-out response to somebody. It's to literally ridicule the fuck out of them. That's that plain and simple. As soon as the other guy looks like a retard, you win. That's all you gotta do. I see so many people on Twitter waste their time getting into battles with people that are just doing it to rile them up, and I'm like, dude, either ignore it or have a little fun with it, tell a joke and move on. Ridicule is so overpowered, and people don't realize that. They think they gotta, you know, look good. In some circumstances you do. Like if we were going at Nerd City and just calling him a retard over and over again, obviously that would not look good for us. We actually had to present an argument to him so that, you know, it would make sense as to why we have an issue with him. But with this guy who will purposely lie and admit that he didn't do any research at all, yeah, I will ridicule you. I'm not going to engage in a conversation with a guy who's too stupid to know what the word based means. Yeah, we'll see that in just a moment. There's so much good material in this video.
Alright, let's talk about what happened. First of all, Nerd City uploaded a video on the 8th of January called Lily Pond's Thought Patrol. He was collaborating with a bunch of cool dudes. It was incredibly well produced. It was an expose of the transgressions of Lily Pons, a wince-inducing comedian who preys on horny children and insecure little girls. Nerd's video criticises Lily's lack of professionalism, and it looks at how she's potentially breaking the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, also known as COPPA. The video was immediately well received. It's gained over 1 million views and 150,000 likes, and remarkably there are still fewer than 1,000 dislikes on the video, which for such a popular one, that's quite unusual. There's always a bunch of little edgy nerds who try to look cool by disliking the popular thing. Well, that is where
dude, he's just going by numbers.
There's
dude.
a collection
it's his mindset. It's like, because the likes are higher on it, that means the video's good. And to be fair, okay, I've always said this, majority of that video is good. I would say 90% of it is good. The only issues I have with it are the ones we've already laid out. I'm not going to repeat them ad nauseum to you guys.
Yeah, going back, I will admit, guys, anyone who thought that it was the Nerd City saga or whatever you want to call it was cringe or whatever, I get that, man. It dragged out far much longer than I wanted it to. The thing is just he kept saying so much like dumb shit that we just had to talk about it. It would be weird if we ignored it. And that being said, though, I do understand if it was a little bit, you know, a little bit drawn out, let's just say. I have a hard time even like hating the guy. Well, obviously not hating, that's a strong word, but like I have such a hard time even like disliking the guy if it weren't for the fact that he is those DMs, man. And I hear so many things like what he does like nowadays still. He's still crying to people and stuff like that and throwing all these sob stories to get people to take down or to stop working on videos they were gonna do. And like, it's just so fucking gay. This guy is Nerd City's a fraud, but we've done gone there. All right, I'm not gonna, you know. It's
we've
hard.
Talked about that in a previous stream. You can go back and watch that if you want.
Yeah.
There to try and lift each other up. And recently, they've decided that the best way to do that is to stand on the shoulders of a giant. As I mentioned earlier, the chronology is going to be
stand on the shoulders of a
That's
giant.
due to how busy I am and the order in which I became.
This guy has no idea how like commentary and shit works. Like, you don't get views by shitting on someone who's widely popular and well received. You get views by shitting on someone who's popular and fucking up, and everybody knows they're fucking up, and you can easily cash in. Onision, a bunch of other situations.
There's such
James
a
Charles,
boomer mindset to it, like, oh, if you have a big YouTuber shout you out, or if you have a big YouTuber on your show, or if you call out a big YouTuber, you're instantly gonna get thousands of subscribers, and therefore you're a clout chaser. It's like, it doesn't work like that. If anything, I put my channel at jeopardy somewhat by calling out Nerd City, because longtime fans could be like, Augie, I disagree with you. That's, you know, I gotta stop watching. Which a few of them did, but I never saw them in the chat anyway. Somebody was like asking, was like, is this guy like a bread tuber or something? Sounds like it, doesn't it? No, he's a league YouTuber. And to be honest, I think he's kind of out of his league. I will say
he is not. He does
I think
not
he's a little bit
represent
out of his league. If I gotta jump in.
But yeah, he does not represent the community on YouTube. I can say that much.
You've outed him. You as a league fanatic yourself, you have outed this guy from the community. You have exorcised him, or is that the right word? You've
banished him. We kicked him out of the League of Legends community. Just like Cisco says about the Sonic community, yeah, we banished that guy. I'm like,
became aware of these things, but all of the following things happened. A guy called Nicholas De Oreo tweeted a video.
I really did not want to invite regulation into YouTube. You know, I hate having more laws.
Guess what? Regulators have come home to roost.
Nicholas was accusing Nerd City of being pro-regulation, and he uses a screenshot of the Lily Pons video to back up this claim. Nerd responds by stating that it's not a checklist of violations, but it's a guide for how creators can self-determine if their content is for kids. Here, Nicholas commits a false dichotomy fallacy by asserting that Nerd City must either be for regulation or against regulation. Now, Nerd City has said multiple times that it's a nuanced question. It's not just a for or against situation. Nerd said that YouTube should regulate its content and that he is against external governmental regulation. Nicholas doesn't understand this, or he's deliberately ignoring and misrepresenting this.
Except for the fact that Nerd City went on SFTP and said he actually is in the favor of the spirit of regulation, but he is against COPPA. So he is.
No, he said he's for COPPA, but not how YouTube implemented it. Like, he's glad the FTC fined YouTube, but he doesn't like YouTube's answer to that fine. As I said in my COPPA misconceptions video, basically that was the only way YouTube could do it, by taking away the stuff that kids can get their data put into, because the COPPA stands for Child Online Protection Act, or Privacy Protection Act, which means it protects child's data from being farmed by companies. It has nothing to do with anything else. It's just child data. Comments are child data. All these other features on YouTube are child data. If you mark your video for kids, kids can't give data to that video, and that's what COPPA is stopping. So I don't see how YouTube could have done it any other way. Believe it or not, YouTube does not want to have your comments and all this shit disabled. YouTube does not want that. Trust me, you know, it's not good for their website, so I don't know why
it doesn't make sense.
YouTube would go out of their way to do that when it's not necessary.
It's directly counterintuitive to growing the brand, you know?
So it was basically necessary. So it's not like YouTube was like, yeah, I want to, you know, we gotta disable these things, but I also want to fuck the creator a little more, so let's fuck up our website even a little more. It's like, what? YouTube can be malicious at times, don't get me wrong, but it's always in the pursuit of money, and that goes directly against money. They don't just fuck creators over for no reason,
Well, in some cases, let's be real here. YouTube as a business does not make any money. I don't think it's ever generated a profit. So, there are decisions that are made that are counterintuitive to the amount of money they would make. That still fuck over certain creators, but we're kind of getting into a little bit of a different area.
Yeah, but it's all to benefit the company. Like kicking off Monkey Jones, they thought it would be better for the brand or something like that. Like, there's always a legitimate reason. They're not gonna intentionally remove features that benefit their website. For no reason.
To add something that hasn't already been said by anyone, YouTube absolutely must regulate the content to some extent. If there was no regulation at all, do you know what the site would be filled with? Nonce bait and snuff films. The fact
Jesus, alright. I don't know about pipe the brakes. I don't know if we're going.
Yikes! I mean, COPPA isn't being strictly enforced as it is now, and it hasn't been strictly enforced in the past. Child regulation on YouTube has even been less strict than 5 years ago, whatever. I don't remember 5 years ago on YouTube seeing nonce bait and shit like that.
Sorry, what did he say?
I'm sure it existed somewhere, but and I'm sure it exists somewhere even now if you dig deep enough. But
if there was no regulation at all, what this site would be filled with nonce bait and film. Snuff films or whatever. Jesus, I don't know.
No, it wouldn't. People would still want to upload their normal YouTube content. What?
It's like
there wasn't that harsh child regulation laws years ago on YouTube, and I didn't see that shit. It's not like Leafy was uploading child porn and be like,
It's like worst case scenario, end of the world, doomsday scenario. Whoa, relax. All right, we're not there yet. Jesus.
Yeah, and it's not like people are like, grr, I really want to upload child. There's these rules in the way. It's like, no, if someone's fucked up enough to want to upload child porn to YouTube, they're gonna try and find a way to do it, and every normal person won't want to do that.
This would just be riddled. There'd be all
really
over
mad
the
about
place.
these rules. I need to upload that child porn. Fuck.
All right,
could get that up.
Take it down a notch, buddy. I don't think we're Jesus.
Isn't allowed on the platform is proof that YouTube is already regulated. If Nicholas and the other guys that I'm about to mention are truly against regulation, then they are disgusting pieces of filth who don't deserve any say in any arguments on this topic. I don't believe that they're against regulation in totality, not truly, so let's give them the benefit of the doubt.
I can't think of a single government regulation when it comes to YouTube that I'd be in favor for. I think it's all down to the parents.
I mean, the main thing I'm against is porn, gore, child porn, obviously extreme sexual stuff, extreme violent stuff, or illegal stuff. Those are the only three things I really want actively regulated on YouTube. The rest is I
gotta be honest, even if fucking snuff films were allowed, maybe that's a little, I don't know. I don't really, listen, if I ran the internet, if the internet was under my control, it would be a fucked place, alright? Let's keep watching.
Yeah, I know what type of videos you would get uploaded.
The day after Nerd's Lily video went live, Bo Blacks made a Twitter versus Nerd City video. In Bo Blacks' video, he includes a segment from the No Jumper podcast hosted by Adam22, and Keemstar brings up Nerd City's video on Jake Paul. Nerd City clarifies that he does not want any more regulation on YouTube, but that the Federal Trade Commission had already instructed YouTube to take steps to ensure that videos were correctly categorized. Nerd also clarifies that Jake Paul had not broken any laws, but that Jake Paul's greed might invite regulators to the platform. Bo Blacks is admittedly mostly neutral during the whole video, and he does include tweets from all sides, including Nicholas Diorio claiming that Nerd City accused Jake Paul of breaking the law in 2017, even though he didn't accuse him of that. A week after Nerd's Lily video, Tommy C, a 43-year-old podcast host who seems to revel in drama.
Current day, so
he's basically me, but he's got far more time to make YouTube videos. He hosted a podcast where Nerd City was a guest. I didn't realize that they'd already done a podcast in 2018
Nerd City called in. There's a difference between somebody who calls in and somebody who's a guest on the show, like a scheduled, planned out guest.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it really makes a difference.
But in the 2018 podcast, Tommy picked.
Were you saying they planned this to happen or something? No.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Nerd just jumped in. Yeah.
On the fact that Nerd City had used the term broadcast in the legal sense, and Tommy claimed that nobody understood the difference between TV and YouTube. Nerd City clearly stated in the Jake Paul video that Jake Paul was not breaking any law Andy mentioned it on the No Jumper podcast, but if Jake Paul's
He
content
didn't really
were to be
mention it that
broadcast,
clearly in his video. He did say broadcast, but I mean that's the only like tie that you can have to him only saying it was on TV. And broadcast, like to the common person, could also mean YouTube. So
I gotta be honest. I'm beginning to fall
this
asleep.
shit point. Get to the part where he calls you an ableist and shit, dude. That's the funny shit, dude. All this is just like, yeah, we can easily debunk what you're saying. The common practice this guy has too, which I think is super slimy, is he just talks about situations that happen and don't show visual evidence like tweets or clips or whatever. The reason why he doesn't do that is because it would make him look retarded and it would make him look wrong, but he just describes it in his own way and then like twists it, and unless people look to get the evidence themselves, they won't know that he's lying.
Let's bump it to about, what is this, 1349.
change whether someone is for or against abortion, such as when the pregnancy is the result of a rape, or when the pregnancy puts the life of
Oh,
the
we're
mother
talking
at
about
risk.
abortion now. Okay. I didn't know the video was taking
That's
that.
funny.
so-
I just
okay.
noticed the shirt that I have behind me. I didn't even plan that, but you know, it's a good shirt.
It's funny how things aren't quite black and white, isn't it, Tommy? Later on the same day as the Tommy C podcast, AugieRFC hosted his own podcast in which he leaked nerds at his DM.
Wait. Oh, he's gonna get mad at me for leaking DMs. Maybe don't fuck me over and I won't leak it. I like how he shows this screenshot where it's showing all the super chats. Hell.
Hell yeah,
His own
dude.
podcast.
Tipster.
Look at this money
supporting,
grabbing.
the other person supporting. Hell yeah, dude.
in which he leaked nerds at his DMs to him, Bo Blacks, and a Bo Blacks fan. During the show, Augie and his guests, Bo Blacks and, for a short time, Nicholas, were giddy with excitement. Sometimes they were howling like a trio of baboons. Augie... He was making homophobic and ableist comments,
Yes! Yes!
Woo!
which has nothing to do with the beef with Nerd City, but it just kind of shows the type of person he is. In the build-up to the show...
The type of person he is. Shut the fuck up, person.
Augie talks about being blocked by Nerd
Irish?
City on Twitter,
Or Scottish?
and then he shows a tweet saying that this proves that Augie isn't a clout chaser, whereas I think it shows the opposite. If you're being blocked on Twitter due to the sheer volume of abuse that you're throwing at someone,
Volume of abuse? What?
We were abusing Nerd City.
Yeah, we were pounding
By
him in
me
them
calmly
DMs.
tweeting at him, hey, why do you do this?
I gotta confess to you guys, some of the DMs that I showed on my stream, it wasn't the full thing. There was some serious action going on those DMs, dude. Pounding was happening. It was insane, dude. I can't talk about it. But,
Abuse.
yeah, the abuse, dude. It was complete fucking.
I mean,
madness.
I guess you can make the argument that you and Nick said like some ad hominems at Nerd, and that's verbal
horror,
abuse.
dude.
But
I said-
boy, I don't.
I
have
said mean
big
words
deal.
on the internet. Oh. Yeah, I sit in a
Yeah, I don't
closet
know.
with a Christmas
I mean-
stocking hanging up and flannels showing up. Yeah, I'm sure
yeah.
any abuse that I lay out is just going to just murder a guy. It's
Yeah,
gonna be,
and it's
they're
not
never
like
going to
you
be
were
able to
treating
recover.
him. Yeah, it's not like you were treating him like I'm Alex, Susie Lou, or anything like that. It was just like, here's this criticism. You're being a bitch about it. Well, I'm gonna make some jokes back. You know, pretty simple. but-
especially someone who is more than 100 times your size in terms of subscribers, does that not really hint that it's all about the clout? Then he implies that
What is this like reverse psychology? Like you actually are a clout chaser for picking a fight with the most well-respected and massively subscribed YouTuber. You're a clout chaser because you were able to piss off a guy who is 100 times larger than you. So what does that say about you? So get owned and wrecked.
You chase clout by being nice to people who are bigger than you, and then when you surpass them, you drop them, and then you drop
Sorry.
anyone below you. That's what clout chasing is. Like, you're not mean to the person who's bigger than you. I feel like that's the polar opposite.
Proves Augie isn't clout chaser, whereas I think it shows the opposite. If you're being blocked on Twitter due to the sheer amount of abuse that you're throwing is someone, especially someone who's more than 100 times your size in terms of subscribers, it's not really a hint that it's all about clout. I don't understand this argument.
this was the end of Nerd City's credibility and that he was now being exposed as a fraud. He said Nerd was not only lying in videos and tweets, but now he was running and DMing people's fans with those lies. Please
He did.
note that Nerd City
did.
hasn't told a single lie yet. You will see...
Earlier in this video, he admits that Nerd City told a lie about basically Nerd City had said that Bo Blacks had played a video of his out of context when Bo Blacks had played it in the correct context, in the correct order. Nerd tried to say like he cut up the video and like switched the parts around, but Bo Blacks didn't do that, and we were able to prove that instantly.
Yeah, and he watched the stream because he referenced
Yeah.
the Augie stream. You heard it earlier where
right
we
here,
talked about that.
I mean, this
so.
right here should just fill in the whole picture for you guys.
Yeah,
This
he's
is
lying
not
on
somebody.
purpose. He's not
and he's doing it to get attention. I mean, he's so much as admitted that. He even said when we were arguing on Twitter that I didn't tell him like mistruths or whatever. I just didn't do the research, lol. So, I mean, that right there should tell you, this guy, any opinion this guy has should be instantly discarded. He's not an honest faith actor. I mean, he's not here to actually try to correct us on inconsistencies. He's just here to stir up basic bitch points and try to expose us.
Yeah.
And, you know,
You
bring
went after
people
Nerf
over.
City, clout chaser, and then brings up arguments on why we're wrong without the factual evidence to back it up, blabbing his mouth off.
Just a lot of poison.
And then he watches the parts where we pretty much answer the criticism he's bringing up, and then he completely ignores it, pretends it doesn't exist for his video, because that's what these type of people do. Let me tell you guys, the gaming community is a little more different than the commentary community. I would say maybe in the commentary community overall there's more malicious people, but in the gaming community specifically, when you come across a malicious person, they're really malicious. I feel like Suzy Liu is a great example of that, where they were literally like see evidence and then intentionally omit it in their videos and in their arguments to sound better.
Yeah.
That's literally what the gaming community does. Trust me, I've been in it for like years prior. It's actually maybe subconsciously some of the reason why I like all the transparency in my videos, and I'm kind of like the polar opposite and just show everything in my videos.
Nice. Nicely done there.
I'm such a stickler for like all transparency and context and every little detail being shown. But this guy's the complete opposite. He like intentionally omits details to make his argument look better and doesn't show tweets on screen and stuff like that. And at first I thought he was just being a dick and malicious or maybe not understanding. Later I found out from other people that he's just intentionally trolling and doing this on purpose to just get attention. But man, I mean, I can't imagine like it with a clean conscience doing this shit, right?
I don't know if this guy was like planted by Nerd City or something like that.
I don't know.
I don't know if
he
Nerd
seems to have a
City,
history
like,
of that, so I'm not too sure about that. I mean, it's possible, but
yeah. Look, I don't know if Nerd City came to this guy or something and told him to make this video or something like that. What I do know is this guy came to this video. He made all these kinds of points where he claims that we took nerd out of context and we didn't. We were literally too stupid to understand things. But then he like took all of us out of context and wasn't like smart enough to explain certain things to us. And then he like does a lot of poisoning the well by saying like, oh, we're dumb, we're shouty, we're loud, we're mean, I'm homophobic, I'm ableist, and then he explains our points. But he'll say all these things. He'll be like, not that it has anything to do with the discussion right there. Well, that's called poisoning the well. You know, you want to throw out these big, epic, you know, debate terms or whatever. Well, there you go. What you're doing here is you're just, you know, saying all these things that have no relevance to the greater discussion to try to minimize the effectiveness of our points, you know, to your audience. Well, I say to your audience, to anybody that's stumbled across this video, you don't have an audience. If you can't pull 100 views a video, you don't have an audience.
Yeah, all of his other videos are under 100 views.
It's a shame, man. The small YouTuber life, man. It sucks. It sucks. I know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not making fun of him for it in that sense, because it's like, yeah, everyone's gonna have under 100 views at some point. But the thing about this YouTuber and other, like, I will make fun of you when you gain a certain amount of relevancy. Like, let's say your average becomes like 10k a video or 1k a video, and then you fall off and drop under 100. Then I'm gonna make fun of you. I mean, for people, just everyone's gonna have under 100 views at some point, obviously, when they're growing. With this guy,
I just look at this
guy.
He's
really you can tell why he's making these, tell why he has these clout chasing tendencies, because he's been doing YouTube for quite a while, and the views are not going up per video, they're going down, which is unfortunate.
He used to be doing relatively.
He used to be doing okay. Yeah, like okay for his channel size, considering he's 9K. He used to do like like 1,000 per video, a couple hundred per video. Yeah, like there's like as you're scrolling down, there's rarely any videos under 100, but now all of his videos are like
sexism
under 100.
Look at this one, sexism in Riot Games. This is an old video.
If you've been paying any attention to gaming news over the past week, you'll have heard about.
If you want to look at some really funny videos from him, his videos on Professor Akali are like really retarded. Yeah, it's like a recent one. I think it's like a couple months ago.
Let's not lose focus yet, because he did do a follow-up video to us.
Oh yeah. You can watch a bit of it. I mean, I think it's most of the same, except even more lies, even more egregious lies.
By the way, I want to say while we wait, you know, if it looks like I'm just like, oh, Augie can't handle criticism criticism. He's not even going to respond to every single argument being made here. It's because this guy is a dishonest, you know, bad faith actor. So I can just automatically discard everything he says and just clown on him instead. Because he's not here to catch me on a lie or an inconsistency. He's just here to stir up shit for views on his channel. So I'm not going to take any of it seriously for that reason. If it were any single person, regardless of whether they have a dead channel or an active one, that was making solid arguments against us, that was actually like honest with their points and was actually there to really challenge me, then obviously I would respond to that. But this guy's all but admitted directly that he's just a complete known bullshitter. He'll say whatever comes to mind to get views.
Do you want to bring in Habanabe before we transition to the next video? Or?
Let's see what she's got to say. I need just a little break here. Hey Bonabe, what's going on?
So this dude.
Did you catch his videos? Are you a fan?
Honestly, this dude, and he has like 9K. He shouldn't be talking about like, oh hey, tiny YouTube channels. Like, he's just as fucking small. He's smaller than Boblax, for Christ's sake. Like, come on. Like, Boblax is doing great, not even talking about the same shit. Stick to fucking League. It's not your thing to be backing up Nerd City. I'm sorry.
I mean, to be fair to him, he's not really good at League. I looked up his stats and
Oh
yeah, look at this pinned comment right here. Boblax is such a dick. He actually pinned this. Boblax says, "You're silver in League. I'm better at League and at being a YouTube commentator than you." Oh, he replied.
I'm sorry. Wait, what?
Oh my God, Tonka's in the comments. Wait,
dude, Tonka's leaving snake emotes, dude.
Wait. He replied with a snake emoji.
Dude,
oh yeah,
look
they
what
talked
I
about
replied
you
to
today.
him.
Did they?
Did that.
Oh, I heard.
They did. Nice, dude. Look at what I replied.
You can look
to
at
him.
it later, but yeah.
Red Man Radio. Meth Head Radio.
Look
Yeah.
at what I replied to him.
Wait, he says more lies. You really can't help yourself.
He's lying again about his League rank.
Oh my God.
Look at what I replied to him, dude.
Your op.gg says you ended silver from season 4 to season 9. Imagine being League for 5 years, basing a YouTube channel off of it, and still being garbage. Lol. And then you reply with Tonka running from a boxing club. Oh my
no.
God. This is so great. Just looking at random comments and not expecting him to show up crying about us still. Oh my God. How does he find this? Literally, how did he show up? This is fucking amazing. He doesn't even have any like thing to say. He just posted a snake. That's fucking hilarious. Oh man. Fucking hell, I needed that.
Here's the thing. So he's talking about how he likes more articulated content, right? And how he wants like this really good content, needs to be highly edited, all this bullshit. I'm sorry, he's no fucking the right opinion. I don't want to hear about his dichotomy fallacy bullshit. There's no need to act like you're smarter than everyone in the room when you're obviously the dumbest in the room and you can't even handle yourself properly.
Yeah, I
Also,
would agree.
stop sucking Nerd City's dick. He once had a video up of a fucking parody of Poison Ivy ripping off her nipples in a video. So try and back that up. Okay.
Hey folks, how's it going? It's Musley here, back once again with another video about some drama, mostly
I see
Twitter.
in like 144p. Actually, let's watch it at 144p.
Okay. Sure.
Oh,
Matches the quality of what he's saying. So.
Yeah, let's watch it in 144p. I think that'd be a good idea.
Last week I made a video about Nerd City versus a group of dudes who are all kinda, they're in the
Dude, the energy difference over here. He's like fired up. He's ready to go.
drama community, the sort of Twitter and YouTube news community, commentator community is what they call it, I think. And they're kind of friendly, but some of them are claiming to dislike each other. I don't really know the dynamics of their friendship, but these 4 guys were attacking Nerd City, and I thought that their arguments didn't stand up. I didn't think it made sense. So I made a video last week picking apart, or I thought was picking apart, their arguments, and the main points were that they were misrepresenting Nerd City's words, misquoting him, and basically misunderstanding the whole argument, or even the law. So what happened? I released a video, I tagged the dudes on Twitter. Now, I tagged the dudes on Twitter for, well, 2 reasons. 1, clout. Hey, there's nothing wrong with clout. I hate the word, but
Wait, that's your whole criticism against us, though, that we're doing it for clout, and now you're saying clout's not a big deal, so why did you already dismantle your own argument? Cool.
Or you just dismantled the entire video. This guy is literally an e-beggar. Not for money. If he's basing his YouTube channel for money, well, holy shit. No, he's a beggar for views. He's a beggar for attention. And in his eyes, there's nothing wrong with that. Then what's wrong with us? I mean, I'm not an e-beggar. I don't.
We're not doing it for attention, but if we theoretically were, you would have no
Yeah,
problem
by
with
your
it, yet you're making a
logic,
video because we are
what's the
theoretically
issue?
doing it.
Yeah, what's the problem here? I don't get it.
Now, let's address what has happened
Yeah, it's real funny, bro.
since last week's video. Well, first of all, the four guys generally didn't have much more to add to the argument. They didn't counteract anything that I said. One of them tried, and I suppose I better tell you my opinion of those four guys. First of all, there's only one of them that I have any respect for left.
Chat, take a guess. Out of me, well, I guess they already know.
Augie, Bo Blacks, Tommy, and Nick. Which one does he have respect for?
I would guess, like, you, right?
Yeah.
Because me and Nick and Tommy are all assholes. There's no way I'm getting in. Nick and Tommy, there's no way they're getting in.
Now, Nicholas de Oreo is the only one who actually tried to address the arguments that I made in the video. I still disagree with him.
The only reason why is because Nick's like a massive autist who actually takes YouTube like seriously, whereas with me, I think the day he made his video, I was just like, yeah, this video is trash, you should delete the video, you should delete your channel, your content is terrible. Like, I was just going complete AIDS mode, and Nick was actually trying to respond like somewhat intelligently. I just did not care.
But at least he tried to address the arguments, and I have a lot of respect for someone who's willing to do that. He kind of bounced after he realised that, well, we just disagree. And I can kind of understand his position, I just disagree with it. He bounced after that. But the other three guys either didn't watch the video, or are completely misrepresenting it, or are focusing on something that's totally irrelevant to divert from the actual conversation. First of all, Tommy C. You didn't even watch the video. He makes a tweet video thinking that he's Keemstar. And yes, you definitely try to be like Keemstar. You're making the same sort of tweet videos where you're walking around not even looking at a camera. Oh, hey guys, don't pay any attention. He's just trying to look sophisticated. Trying to look sophisticated. Mate, I had a pair of Ray-Bans and a 2-pint mug of tea. If you think that's sophisticated, then we had very different upbringings. I thought I had a rough upbringing. You think a cup of tea's sophisticated? Holy crap. Now, the reason I was wearing the Ray-Bans is because I watched your video when you were taking the Mickey out of...
Oh, this is the part where he talks about his coffee and his glasses for like 3 minutes. This is my favorite part of the video, dude.
Alright, new podcast, guys. I'm gonna talk about my coffee for the first like 20. Actually, that sounds kind of chill. I'm down with that.
We do talk about bullshit for the first 20 minutes.
Yeah,
To be
that's
fair,
true. But it's a podcast, not a video.
yeah, it's not like a YouTube.
It's not like
video.
I start like a video breaking Onision news. But first,
Yeah, before we get into this Onision news, look at this coffee, dude. I got a
Yeah.
2-pint mug.
Nerd City
RFC mug, teespring.com/stores AugieRFC. Get yourself a
video.
mug.
That's why I wore the shades. I just had a cup of tea because I love cup of tea. I've got a 2-pint mug of tea. I need it to make a video because I talk a lot and my throat gets dry. So I need the tea, okay?
Okay.
I've got rid of the Ray-Bans, but the tea stays. Now the only...
We don't care. We don't care, dude. We don't care. If I want coffee tea coverage, I'm going to Stefan's channel. All right, I'm not tuning into this. I dislike this video. Cringe.
Only, other than accusing me of trying to be sophisticated, the only other thing that Tommy C said was that I obviously haven't done my research. I haven't done my research. And I sarcastically says, yeah, you're right, I haven't done any research. Mate, did you even watch my video? I watched your 1.25 hour long podcast in 2018, September 2018. I watched your 1.5 hour video. I watched Bo Blacks's 2 18-minute Twitter versus Nerd City videos, both of them. I watched Nick's 13-minute video. I watched Augie's 2.5 hour video that said nothing, made 0 points, but just bragged about him not needing any friends, being homophobic and ableist.
Yeah, fuck friends, am I right, guys? I'm such a badass, so I got no friends. That's not what I said. I was saying I don't care about making friends with every YouTuber who surrounds me. I don't care. Look, if you talk to me and we're cool or whatever, that's great. That's dope. But I don't need to establish a connection with every single person around me. I'm okay. I don't really need that. But he's making it out like, yeah, he's just homophobic, ableist, racist who just brags about having no friends. Yeah, I don't think that's what happened, but okay, buddy.
His DMs and leaking them.
Okay,
for no
Jester,
reason
you
at all.
want me to talk about the
I
DMs,
watched them all.
dude? You want me to talk about the DMs real quick? Okay, I'll talk about the DMs.
Oh,
So,
Bloodsports!
basically, Musley was fucking on Twitter saying bullshit. He basically lied about saying that he's like, oh, Nerd City never lied. Nerd City never lied. Basically, he was saying Nerd City never lied in his video. But previously in my DMs, he said, oh, well, Nerd City did lie about that thing where the fan, he DM'd the fan about your video. But in my video, I didn't talk about that till after I said he didn't lie up until that point. So he did lie after, but not up until that point. But then on Twitter, he was saying he lied completely. So I'm like, no, you literally just said in my DMs he lied. And then I showed the DMs. That's that. If someone's gonna be hypocritical, I'm gonna show the DM where he did it, where he like lied to me, you know? And then he uses that as a bit like, oh, he leaked DMs. Like,
Well,
okay.
You know, everybody's like, oh, leaking DMs is so terrible. You want to know what's terrible? Going behind the scenes and picking fans of a friend of mine and lying about him to that fan. When you go at me or my friends, my actual friends, then I will, I'll leak all your DMs. If you as a YouTuber come at me and you say, oh, you need to delete this video you made about me, or you need to delete this comment you made about me, I've said this publicly, I will leak your DMs. Like, I don't have this sacred rule where your DMs stay private under all circumstances. Under most circumstances, yes, I will keep your shit private. But if you try to screw me over, or you try to screw my friends over, then I have no reason to protect your private DMs that you've sent to me. If I have access to them, I will show them if you try to do some dirty shit behind the scenes. I don't care about this made-up golden rule where it's like, oh, if it's private, you can't do anything about it, even if this guy lies about you. Hell no, I don't care. Why would I care about that?
Okay, Jester. What's worse, leaking DMs or lying? Literally, I showed the DM to prove that he was just lying on Twitter, and I cropped it to show the point where he lied. And then he said, oh, you leaked DMs, you cropped it? And then right after, I'm like, okay, and then showed the full DM conversation. I just leaked all the DMs. I'm like, here, uncropped everything. Obviously, he ignored that, never mentioned that in the video, but I'm not trying to manipulate anything. I didn't crop it in a manipulative way. He lied, and I just showed it. He's a liar.
Look, if you don't want your DMs to be leaked, maybe don't lie about people publicly when you say different things privately. Maybe don't lie about facts in general. Maybe don't try to lie to fans of people behind the scenes, and when that shit gets sent to us, expect us to respect your privacy. Why? We're not a bunch of cucks who are just gonna sit here and just let these massive YouTubers railroad us. Hell, why? It doesn't even matter if you're a YouTuber. If you're a random dude that I DM'd like a year ago when you had like 60 followers or something, and you're lying in public, yeah, I'll show your DMs too. I've shown plenty of DMs. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Well, I wasn't talking about Nerd's DMs. I was talking about Musley's DMs.
Yeah, well, the same concept applies here, because I saw this Jester Neon guy. He was on Twitter being like, I saw Augie leak his DMs. I thought leaking DMs was considered a bad thing, but now everyone does it. Well, no, I only do it when I have a reason to. So if you know, try not to give me that reason, and we'll be a-okay. You know, things will be smooth sailing as long as you don't lie or just be a general retard. You know, you'd be surprised how chill and casual I am when you're not a piece of shit to me or my friends. You know, when you're just a regular guy, just chilling, just having a good time. You know, maybe you criticize me here or there. You'd be surprised how chill I am. The moment you step out of line, you would also be surprised how not chill I am, and how quickly I will take your whatever DMs I have of yours and show them to the rest of the world. It's just how it works, you know?
Yeah, I don't typically leak DMs.
I don't either.
It's like, and I showed people he was lying.
It's not
and
just
his
like
defense is I leaked DMs. Well, he still lied.
Yeah, and to clarify, it's not just that, you know, oh, if you instantly screw me over, I will instantly show your DMs. I will only show it if I feel it necessary to. Before I showed the Nerd City DMs, I was thinking back and forth. Even before I had my mouse wheel hovering over the start streaming button, I was like, should I do this? And then I was just like, yeah, it's gone to that level. It's warranted now. I don't know. I'm not just gonna sit here and just let you just pound us or whatever. It's just, I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of that. It's not how it works.
I don't like liars.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of liars. Yeah.
And I even watched Nerd City's videos back, the Jake Paul and Lily Pons videos again, and a couple other ones. I just watched them just because research. Now I said, obviously I haven't done research. Haha. Mate, did you even watch my 20-minute video? The 20-minute video where I'm talking about all of your videos. All of your videos. You made hours and hours of content, and I watched it all, and I spoke about all of it, and you didn't have the decency to at least watch 15 minutes of mine, 10 minutes of mine, where I'm talking about your videos.
Yeah, that decency to not watch your content, that's the little thing we call self-respect. You see, I could theoretically watch 25 minutes of your content, but I have this thing called self-respect, where I don't subject myself to to torture like that. So I do other things instead of that. You know, I'd spend my time a little
Unfortunately, I did expose myself to the torture and watch through the whole thing, but it is kind of ironic that he complains about us not bringing up every single point he made in his 20 fucking minute video, when he brings up points across all of our content and makes questions and statements that have already been answered in said content he watched. So he intentionally excluded the answers to the predicaments he is showing. So he did the same thing, and now he's complaining that we're just not paying attention to all his points. Pretty retarded, but yeah, I mean, he did this on purpose. He's a known troll. He knows, he gets our argument. He knows he's lying. He's just doing this for clout. It's not.
I want to get to the part
it's
where
not like he actually thinks this stuff.
I want to get to the part. Once again, I find myself bored, so I'm gonna get to the part where he like freaks out at you. Or was there anything funny? Let me look through the transcript here. Oh, he talks about me here. Let's watch that part.
Well, let's talk about Augie. Right, Augie made no points.
Augie.
And to be honest, to be fair to Augie, I really do not respect him as a human being, but at least he had the decency to own up to his homophobia and ableism.
Yeah! Yeah, facts, honestly. I love that. It's like, I don't respect him, but at least he owned up to it.
Everyone else and their dogs were coming to his defense by saying, oh, he's not homophobic and he's not ableist. He didn't say anything naughty. He did, right? He uses the word gay instead of to mean gay.
Out of all the things you could clip me for, you do the most basic white girl. He says gay as a derogatory term. Really? That's it?
He uses it to mean bad and cringe. And he admitted that. And everyone else is like, oh, but that doesn't mean it's homophobic.
No, actually, me using gay in a derogatory manner, actually, it does mean that I hate gay people, obviously. Listen, to all the fans who are just like, oh, Augie, you know, he's a great guy over here. No, listen to him. He's got a point here, all right?
He used a joke from Simon Amstel, who's an English comedian. He made the joke that, you know, anyone who thinks that gay is a homophobic word should just Jew off and stop being so bloody black about it.
What? Wait, what? Hold up. Hold up. Yeah, wait a minute. Wait, whoa.
From Simon Amstel, who's an English comedian, and cringe. And he admitted that. And everyone else was like, oh, but that doesn't mean it's homophobic. And then I used a joke from Simon Amstel, who's an English comedian. He made the joke that, you know, anyone who thinks that gay is a homophobic word should just Jew off and stop being so bloody black.
Should Jew off and stop being so bloody black. Except when he said it on Twitter, he actually said like the N-word, but he did the asterisk thing. And oh my god.
About it. I used that same joke. And then everyone didn't get the joke. Well, there were a couple of cool dudes who did.
Cool dudes who did.
Joke. Even Augie was like, what? Like, are you racist or something? Like,
yeah, that's what I asked him. Yeah, I was like, whoa, dude, kind of really skirting the line over here.
Mate, you don't get it. You don't get that I'm making a point about how your use of the word is what makes it homophobic. All right,
my use of the word gay makes me homophobic. That would be correct, because using the word gay means I hate gay people, obviously.
Word gay means homosexual, and there's nothing wrong with that. And it also means happy under certain circumstances. Yes, lots of words have different meanings. I understand that, but it's how you use it. How you use it is homophobic. And he didn't even deny it. He just...
Why would I argue with that? If somebody calls you any sort of, you know, obia or ism or something like that, responding to it directly is just not a good idea. It's never gonna work. You know, it's like apologizing to an SJW, you know, it's just, you're wasting your time. So why would I directly be like, no, actually I'm not homophobic, because then he's just gonna be like, no, actually you are, and he's just gonna go around in circles. So obviously I'm not gonna respond to that, because it's just a waste of time. There's nobody, we're never gonna convince each other.
He doubled down on his homophobia, started calling me a homosexual. Hey, fair enough.
I did call him a homosexual, to be fair. Challenge me, prove that I'm wrong.
You what, call me a it's not true, I'm not homosexual, but I don't take offense.
X! Press X! Oh, man.
Hey, Augie, if you've got no arguments, yeah, just go to the ad hominems, that's fine. Ad hominem, by the way.
You don't have to define what the word ad hominem means. Everybody knows that one.
Accuse me of hiding behind flowery language means when you attack the person rather than...
Everybody knows what an ad hominem means.
Oh
my god. Wait, I actually full screened it. Look at the chat. That's so many X's. Oh man.
Because what I said was true. I also said that what I said about you makes no difference to the argument because you didn't have...
It's called poisoning the well. You know, you want to play flowery language games or whatever. By mentioning all this stuff that has no correlation to the argument, you're just dismissing my points, you know? Yeah, it's like if I started the argument, like, yeah, this Musley guy, you know, oh, he's, I don't even know how I don't even have it in me to try to do the comparison or whatever. But I mean, you do that. You can just add all these additional facts that don't relate to the conversation and then say it doesn't relate and then go into the conversation, but you're still doing it to poison the well to give your audience like a pre-described bad notion of me before the argument even begins. Which I'm not against, by the way. You can do that whatever you want. I do that all the time. I'm not against that. I can't enter the chat and Augie and @Bullbox respond to any criticism. I can respect that. You guys didn't ignore it.
You didn't have an argument.
I think he means I
and
came
then
into
you
the chat and...
Yeah, I'm not gonna ban you. I only ban like people who are like fucking like annoying.
Yeah,
Some
and
tweets you
doxing
implied.
and stuff.
Yeah, well, doxing, yeah, but if you're like just straight up like just spamming or annoying, then yeah, I'll ban you. But for the most part, I don't really give a shit.
That Nerd City was bad because he got upset when you lot did videos on him talking smack about him, slagging him off. Well, of course he's going to be upset when you're being all friendly in the DMs and then suddenly you make a...
Yeah, because me and Nerd
What a
City-
misrepresentation of everything.
This guy, man. All right, let's get to another
Yeah, where's
funny
he talking
part.
about me? Where's he fucking pop off on me, dude?
Dude,
he
he,
really
like-
doesn't like me.
He has like...
And I can say the feeling's mutual now.
I like the transcript. I'm just reading like the lines here. Very little respect for Augie. Like he like legit hates me in here. I mean, I don't blame him, to be fair. I was pretty mean to him, but I mean... Okay, let's get to the part where he talks about you. All right, this is like... He like hates Bowblacks, by the way, chat. Like he like despises Bowblacks.
Reading the tweets, if you can manage that. All your pronunciations that are all over the place. And your fake little laugh.
Bro, wait, he actually pops off here. He's about
Yeah,
to...
well, when someone tweets out ha ha ha, I can't just, you know, laugh naturally on the spot. I'm going to have to do something that clearly sounds fake. You know, it's kind of part of the meme, the joke. I don't know. Okay, dude. Criticize me for,
Dude, I forgot. What, guys, let's watch this. He actually like pops off at Bowblacks. This is funny.
Josh, Bowblacks, Pokemon trainer.
I
Josh,
don't know what that
Bowblacks,
means, but-
you pretended to be nice. You pretended to be the neutral one. You were like, oh, well, obviously, Musley, I disagree with the points you made in your video, and if you'd like to discuss...
How is it neutral if I say I
disagree?
disagree? What?
Feel free to hit me up in the DMs. Okay, I'll
I'm
slide
neutral in
into
my
your DMs.
videos.
And I know that you're not too scared of leaking DMs, so I was being nice to you. I was like, oh, hey, thanks for inviting me to your DMs. I made sure I said that because the thing that you and Augie did, exposing Bowblacks' fans' tweets, personal DMs from Nerd City, where you
Yeah, they
cropped
sent
it,
it to us.
heavily cropped. You didn't show the
Not
start
heavily
of it.
cropped?
That's very suspicious. Why not show the start of the conversation? Is it because
There's a
the fan
tweet. He says
initiated
this
the
in a
conversation?
tweet, and then we reply to it by saying, "Hey, it's clearly not cropped, and show him the full thing." But he ignores it. He doesn't mention.
You know
the
what
video,
was
of course.
the worst part is when we had to watch this video with Nick Diorio in the call, because the guy was so nice to Nick. Nick was like, I don't know why you guys are getting so upset. I love this video. And I'm like, Nick, shut the hell up.
Shut the fuck up,
Maybe.
Nick. You
Yeah.
bot.
Yeah, you can, if you want to know, dude, Nick's so easy to just buy off, dude. If you're like somewhat nice to him in the video, he'll just immediately like you. Yeah, Nick's fake, dude. Sick and tired of Nick's shenanigans.
Well, sneaky boy, sneaky disgusting snake. How about we talk about what you've been up to? Well, first of all, you invite me to DMs. I'm like, yeah, how's it going? Thanks for inviting me to DMs. I see you've got some problems with the video. What's the problem? He says, well, like obviously I disagree with everything, but you said that Nerd City hadn't lied. You said Nerd City didn't lie, but he lied about my video. You made a little recut of the Lily Pons sketch, the hot substitute teacher, and you thought Nerd City lied about it. I was like, mate, I said that he hadn't lied up to that point. That was before I came to your video. You haven't even watched my video. You didn't watch my video.
I did.
And then you've got a problem with how I handled your
I don't know
side
why
of the
you're
story.
saying that.
You didn't
Like, I
even
did
watch
watch
it, you
it.
weirdo. Well, anyway.
Weirdo.
Dude, these are those soy boy responses. Like it's like,
watch my video.
you know what this reminds me of? This is like when you're like a 15-year-old commentator, you're recording your video and your mom's in the next room, so you can't like really go off on someone. You're just like, yeah, frick you, weirdo. You were really stupid here. Yeah, I'm really popping off right now. But he's like 50, so it makes it even worse.
I said he hadn't lied up to that point. But if you watch the rest of the video, I did say he hasn't lied up to this point, but he makes a factual error. I'm still saying.
What? Wait,
hasn't lied.
a factual error? Yeah, it wasn't on purpose. It's just a factual error. You know the guy who's known for looking into every minute detail, the guy known for going through hundreds of Lele Pons videos for his videos, the guy known for looking at every little detail, who's very, very upset at the criticism against him to the point where he replied to any little criticism that is levied against him, even by a fucking random fan who ended up quote tweeting Augie. Yeah, that guy just happened to misinterpret my video, you know? Factual error, guys. Not a lie. Not a lie, by the way. Complete factual error.
Not saying he's lied. I'm saying he was just wrong.
Okay.
I also mentioned, but by the way, buddy, it doesn't actually matter. It's irrelevant to the whole argument. Whether your video was reversed or not,
Your
whether
whole
Nerd
video
City
was
lied
irrelevant
about
to
it
the
being
argument,
reversed or
so
not,
why-
it makes no
Okay.
difference. It makes zero difference. So why do you care?
It
Well,
does
now I know
make a
why you
difference
care.
because it shows he's a liar.
You're just slipping into my DMs. and
Prior,
letting
I
me
was
into
just like, oh, well, you know, things I don't like about Nerd's video, whatever.
We've, like-
you know, I don't
we've,
like Nerd's video, like some parts of it. The rest
We've-
is fine. I'm sure he's a fine person. Then he lies and acts malicious. Then I'm like, I don't like Nerd City as a person.
We've expanded this old man's lifespan by like 30 years just by riling up this hard, dude. I've never seen so much energy in this guy. Now, granted, this is the second video I've ever watched of this guy, but dude, the energy, dude, he's like getting into it. He's like jumping up around. He's like getting all into it. It's like, yeah, Bo Blacks is an idiot, man.
your DMs, trying to seduce me with your neutrality to try and get me to say something that you can
Seduce
hold against
with
me
your
later.
neutrality. I just said I wanted to hear your opinion.
Seduce
I never
me?
said I was neutral.
Wait.
Pretty sure the exact thing I said to him is like, hey, I disagree with your points, but if you want to expand on it more, if you want to like legitimately talk it out, come into my DMs, feel free to. That's not neutral. What? How's it seducing him with me with neutrality?
This guy legitimately, unironically argued against one of my points that he's gay, and now he's using like, yeah, he seduced me with neutrality in the DMs. Yeah, I see you, buddy.
Well, you tried that, and it didn't work. Because you says, oh, you're lying. You said Nerd City didn't lie. And I did say he didn't lie. And I'm still saying he didn't lie, although there is one thing that I will admit he lied about.
Bo Blacks.
Wait, what?
Yes, he's a retard.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Wait, Nerd City lied about Bo Blacks not being a retard. That was pretty good. I gotta admit, that was a pretty
that's
funny
kinda
bit
funny.
there.
And I wish Tommy hadn't used that language so that Nerd didn't have to use that language. But yes, you are a
Wait, oh yeah.
Oh, Tommy seduced Nerd into using the word retard.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Wow,
Who's
he
the
seduced Nerd into saying the R word.
Who's the ableist now? You just said that Nerd City was correct in, that Tommy was correct in calling you a retard. Ableist?
Wait,
Much?
ableist?
Yo, ableist?
dummy.
Ableist?
You're a stupid mongrel little
I
snake.
thought I was gonna call you a monkey for a minute. I was like, whoa, relax, Musley. Dude, Musley mask off over here. We've pushed him to the edge. He's not ready.
Inviting me into your DM.
Like, he's like laughing at his own insults. Like, he's like having fun with this. This is the most like energy he's exerted out of his body in like the last 30 years of his life.
DMs all nicey and then leaking them almost instantly. It was the same day. You're lying. Mate, I never lied. I said Nerd
Wait,
City.
I showed the lie very clearly.
He's like dancing with himself right now. He's like, ooh, ooh, ooh,
Ooh,
yeah.
yeah, ooh, 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 ooh.
lied up to this point.
Yeah,
That was
I
before
showed
I
it very
introduced your
clearly in the
video.
tweets. Will you show them on screen? No, but you said Nerd City didn't lie, and then you have a DM where I said Nerd City lied, and I proved it, and then you're like, well, I said he didn't lie up until that point, because I didn't mention the DMs until later in the video. I'm like, okay. And then later that day, he's like, yeah, Nerd City never lied at all, and then I'm like, you said he lied. And then he's like, oh, DMs. Okay, buddy.
And then I introduced your video and said, but he made a factual error. He didn't lie. He just got something wrong.
Factual error.
Is it a lie? If
Wait, so he admits Nerd City got something wrong, but he says it wasn't a lie. He just got it wrong.
He just got it wrong.
All right, I've had
This
enough.
is all over.
I've
Okay,
had
buddy.
enough of this shit. I can't take it anymore. It's too.
He is so stupid.
Oh, he says this funny thing. He actually challenged Nick to a fight IRL.
what I mentioned earlier about being a bare knuckle boxer. If you want, I'll fight you. You want to fight? I'm an old boomer. I'm like the same age as Tommy C, but I'm built like I'm built like Augie. So
What is if you're the same age as Tommy C, so you're like 1,000 years old, but you're built like you have my body. That's horribly unhealthy.
so I probably wouldn't stand a chance. I haven't done any sort of exercise in about 15 years. Nick, you look like you've never done any exercise. So
Yeah, that is a weird thing to say, broski. Like, what? I'm the same age as Tommy, but I'm like the same weight class as Augie.
Fancy a punch up. In order for me to make your weight, I would have to eat Augie and Boblax.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Wait, I don't remember this part. What? Wait.
I'd happily do it. Honestly, Boblax.
Wait, you would happily eat us out?
Wait, cannibalism?
You've honestly annoyed me so much. Thinking you're cool, leaking DMs.
Kind of cringe, bro.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
didn't
know about
leak
that one.
DMs to make me look cool. I leaked DMs to make you look like a liar, and then you get real pissed off. He's like, oh! I didn't
What is
say
it?
why is factual error.
I don't get it with every single guy that makes a video or a stream on us. They always say like weird things like as insults. Like remember when Donga was like, "Yeah, I'll fuck you till you're raw" or something like something.
Yeah,
weird.
like,
Like I've
what the
never
fuck?
heard another man like make that type of comment like that's supposed to sound threatening. Just does. I've
weird.
never heard that one before.
Cropping them as well to make it look like I had admitted that
Cropping them.
Nerds had lied. You didn't even watch my video, you freak. Oh my god. Oh. Boy makes a
Having
career.
fun
He's
with
like
everybody?
legit. Like he's. He's like freaking out, like he just like drops the mic or something.
Damn!
Damn, bro! I went off there. I really popped off that time.
You can't even watch a video. and
Good
listen
job,
to the words
Musley
that
pats
people
himself
say.
on the back.
Yeah. Whoa! Oh!
You lied. Nerd City lied. Shut up, you baby. It's irrelevant. Does it matter if anyone...
He just
Doesn't matter if anyone lied, yeah.
He just destroyed you,
Fucking
Boblax. Did you just say if it doesn't matter if anyone
Yeah,
lied?
he literally said it's irrelevant if Nerd City lied. What do you mean? This is the
This is
reason
so...
why I don't like the
This is
You
so-
like liars? You a big fan of liars, buddy? Maybe because you do it so much yourself? You fucking...
baby.
I don't know. Baby!
One lied. And by the looks...
This is the most
fucking baby.
soy boy insults ever. Ya baby, ya weirdo,
Ya
ya
baby.
freak. Like he's not cursed a single time in this video.
of things, the only person that lied
Fucking
is
white
you.
track.
So put that in your pipe and smoke it, you little freak.
That's how the video
And
ends.
that's how the video ends.
Oh,
By the way,
no.
somebody in the chat wanted to go back to a particular point where he brings up my video in reverse. Because the argument that he brings up, I mean, I could just say it. The argument he brings up is that I technically showed the Lele Pons video in reverse because when I start recapping the video, I show footage of the end of the skit, which she's waving to her mom. But, I mean, I explained the skit in order, and just because I show something at the end of the skit to visually represent that she's talking about her mom, I think I recall I say something along the lines of Lele Pons talks about at the beginning of the skit that her mom has a new boyfriend. And then I use her mom that shows up later in the video as a representation of that. That doesn't, change the way I explained it. That's not telling the video in reverse.
I'm, like,
A
lost.
visual representation.
Dude, I'm like lost in the sauce right now.
Yeah, it's complicated. He's basically using like some very weak argument to say that, oh, Nerd City was right about me explaining the video in reverse because I showed visually some of the skit at the end first as I was recapping it. Because I just have like footage of the skit at random places as I start recapping it.
Just turned Boblax into BTFO Blacks. Yeah, dude, the chat, dude, he really popped off at the end, dude. Like I said before, we've like expanded this old man's like
Man.
lifespan. We've like added like 30 years to his life. He's gonna live to 100.
Well, when he gets plat in league, maybe then I'll listen to what he says. For now, a league career while you're silver, a YouTube channel on league while you're silver. What are you teaching people how to play? You're like, oh, fucking ADC Annie's good. Yeah, fuck off, bitch. You don't know jack shit about the game. My league videos are 10 times better than yours. Love.
RFC After Hours is a live trending issues and entertainment broadcast with co-host Boblax, broadcasted every weekday, Monday through Friday, starting at 6:30 p.m. Central. The show is for entertainment purposes only. All chat messages and donations read are the words of the original messenger, and certain viewpoints expressed do not reflect that of myself or Boblax.